Are you Carolyn Pomeroy? Ms. Pomeroy, you're charged
A woman
with
faces assault charges after an argument with teens speeding through a gated community. The judge reviews the case, including claims she threw a can and later punched a juvenile. He sets strict bond conditions, ordering no contact with the minors and no possession of weapons while the case proceeds.
Pomeroy, you're charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On June 1st, 2024, officers were dispatched to a disturbance call. A group of drunk adults were upset at some kids who had sped through their residence or by the residence in a gated community. Officers made contact with the juveniles, the complaining witnesses, who lived approximately 9 houses down from where the adults lived. All the juveniles were aged 16. The complaining witnesses reported to officers that when they arrived at their home, 2 adult females, including the defendant and an adult male, ran towards the complaining witness. The complaining witness told the witness, who was the driver of the car, to drive around the block. So they got back into the car. Before they took off, the defendant threw an empty seltzer can at the vehicle, hitting it. The complaining witness and the driver exited the car.
They threw empty seltzer cans at
The teenagers.
At the car that was speeding.
Okay.
Complaining witness and the driver of the car, also juvenile, exited the car to assess damages and see why the adults were chasing them. The defendant approached the complaining witness, accused him of not living in the neighborhood, and accused him of staying at an Airbnb. Complaining witness informed the defendant that he was a minor. The complaining witness then walked back to his residence when he was punched in the back of the head by the defendant, causing dizziness, pain, a visible bump. He indicated to the officer that it was a 7 of 10 on the pain scale. The defendant, an adult male, then chased the complaining witness, taunted them by flinching at them. The complaining witness picked up a brick for protection and got to a neighbor's house and sought help. The defendant then came to the complaining witness's house, rang the doorbell, and was screaming for the kids to come outside.
All of which we dispute with the exception of a few facts.
Okay. So you'll get the opportunity to fight your case, obviously. So, Ms. Pomeroy, the only thing I'm going to advise you now is that I'm going to put bond conditions on you. I am going to find that there's probable cause. I'm ordering you not to have any contact with these complaining witnesses and not to be in possession of weapons. That's
May I address
it.
that, Your Honor?
Sure.
This, not included in the probable cause was your complaining witness coming up to my client prior to anything happening before them, because first of all, when they were motioning them to slow down in this gated community, they were driving 40 miles an hour through. The complaining witness stuck his head out the car and said, "Go," may I use profanity, Your Honor?
For sure.
"Fuck yourselves."
Sure.
My client, because of that, threw the empty seltzer can, causing no damage. The complainant approached her, accosted her, bumped into her, and said, "I'll fucking kill you and your fucking family." For those reasons,
A reasonable response would be,
I'm not talking about, I mean, we'll get to the guilt or innocence, so she has a right to defend herself when she's run into. But you're right.
Sticks and stones.
I dare, he ran into her, Your Honor, made physical contact. But that's not the point of what I'm saying. I agree, we can litigate all this later. I have a real problem with her being ordered, although she doesn't own any handguns or weapons. Her husband does. This guy has threatened to kill her and her effing family. I would ask that bond condition, I don't care if it's on her, but that they not be forced to remove all weapons from their home.
well, I'm just ordering her not to be in possession.
Okay, that's fine.
Right.
That's
I
fine.
mean,
As long
the
as
husband didn't get charged,
household
correct?
can be protected.
She's the only one that's charged. I don't have any jurisdiction over the husband. You know, for future reference, call the cops, you know? I mean, I think that, you know, they're 16-year-olds, all 16-year-olds act like what? Right, like a bunch of a-holes, right? I have nearly one. I'm just waiting for when he starts acting like this as well.
I'm raising 2.
You know, right. But for future reference, right. So
3 young drivers appear before the judge after officers catch them racing at high speeds on the highway. The judge warns them their cars can be permanently seized under new laws. He orders all of them to stop racing immediately and one repeat offender is banned from driving altogether.
So the only thing I'm going to ask you to do is don't have any contact with these kids. Don't go near them. Chances are, if they were renting an Airbnb, they're probably gone.
They weren't, Your Honor. It turns out there is a house on the street that's rented out to the outrage of the entire community.
So
He actually lives with his aunt way down the street. My client didn't know that. That's why she asked the question. The only other thing, and I'm sure you'll tell me it's okay for me to have contact with the complainant. I don't really want contact with him other than to give them a no trespassing warning to not come to their house.
Yeah, just be careful because remember, they're 16-year-olds. So when you try to go there, and I'm assuming they're just going to try to butt heads with you like Billy
I
goes.
know
So
how to be careful. We actually asked the constable to deliver them. For whatever reason, they declined.
if you get one that declines, go to the next one. Just keep going until someone, at some point you'll get to someone that responds. If one constable says no, just go right up the chain and just keep calling until someone does, right? At some point they will. And just tell them that, we really have a problem with speeding and this kind of problem in the neighborhood, and hopefully someone will listen. Hopefully.
Thank you.
So the only other thing that I'm going to advise is that I'm hoping that there's another way out of this subdivision, right?
She lives beyond them, so yes, she goes another way up.
Right. So, I would just try to maintain, because if they call and say, hey, she's harassing me again, what's going to happen? Right. Okay. And I believe it. So for now, I am going to find probable cause. Like I said, you have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time to come into court, but you must stay in touch with counsel. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. I will have you go to Victoria Center Reset. After that, we'll just have you take your seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go after you sign it. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Luis Fuentes.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fuentes, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Judge, I'm sorry, there's a co-defendant that's here also.
Oh, wonderful.
It's 39 Salazar, come on up. There's a third co-defendant also.
Really?
So Salazar's on 39.
Okay.
And age 48, Barilla.
Wait, what's the last name? You were Julio Salazar.
Right.
And you are Joe Alexis Varela. All of you guys are charged with racing on the highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, gentlemen. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you guys. Okay.
On July 2nd, 2024, at approximately 11:50 in the evening, officers observed a black Camaro line up with a blue Mazda and a silver Acura. All three of these vehicles were observed conducting a roll race in which the three vehicles slowed down to match speeds, lined up in lanes 2, 3, and 4 before accelerating at a high rate of speed in an effort to outpace each other in a competitive manner. Officers in unmarked cars were able to maintain visual on the vehicles until marked units could move in to conduct the traffic stops. Defendant Fuentes was the driver and sole occupant of the silver Acura. Defendant Salazar was the driver and sole occupant of the black Camaro. And Barilla was the driver and sole occupant of the blue Mazda.
Do we know what kind of speeds they went at?
It doesn't say if they were on the Passes Street.
That was recorded, Judge, but they weren't clocked.
Say that again?
They recorded officer recorded on their cell phone, but they weren't clocked because they didn't have a certain detector.
So we have three basically become stationary and then boom, go.
They lined up with each other at the same rolling speed, and then they
And then take off.
distance each other.
Got it. Okay, Mr. Fuentes, Mr. Salazar, Mr. Varela, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on all of your cases. Do you have a Texas driver license, Mr. Salazar? Oh, I'm sorry. Mr. Fuentes, do you have a Texas driver license? Mr. Salazar, do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have a Texas driver license? Okay, I'm going to tell you now that the Texas legislature, as of last year, made it extremely easy for those who get busted with racing to take your cars away from you, seize it permanently, and take it as fruit of a crime, and you there forfeit that vehicle forever. So you are now on notice. If it continues to happen, at some point, you're going to get an officer that's really going to be gung-ho, and they will take and seize your car from you permanently. Mr. Fuentes, I'm now making it a condition of your bond for you not to participate in any racing, street takeovers, donuts, or any boneheadedness out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If I find that you do this, I will take your privilege to drive away from you permanently, and you will be barred from driving. Same thing goes for you, Mr. Salazar. You are not to participate in any racing, street takeover, donuts, anything of this nature, reckless driving you do, I will take your privilege to drive away from you permanently. Mr. Varela, this is your second case. I am now taking away your privilege to drive away from you. You will now sign with me today an affidavit promising me that you're not going to drive. I don't care where you're going. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what baby has to go to the hospital. You drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get in a car and drive. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
My only concern is public safety and every single person in Harris County. And when you do something like this, you put many, many lives in danger. You violate this, I'm going to violate you. Do you understand? For now, we are going to reset your cases to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We will have you sign it, and then you will be on your way. You are going to come up here and swear to me that you're not going to drive. Mr. Varela, take note. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care what excuse you have. You cannot justify driving for any reason. And like I said, you do. You will be facing a stiff 6 months in jail. Every time you get into a car, it's an offense in and of itself, punishable. And I'm well within my right to stack it if you do. If you drove here, you may not drive home. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Come up here, swear to this. Gentlemen, if you'd like to go to Victoria, we'll have you sign a reset, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. My question is, was there an affidavit of no driving on file?
I didn't check and I
Now
can't.
charged with reckless driving.
Yes, sir.
So I always order no reckless driving, no racing, no boneheadedness. Don't I, Mr. Mendoza? And now you've picked up a felony evading.
I can't access the district clerk right now for whatever reason. It's not working.
I will tell you now.
Thank you.
There was a bond condition for you not to drive. Can you read to me what happened in the felony case, please?
Sure. Officer of patrol, wait, yes, officer of patrol, observed a vehicle drift over a race on Canadian near the intersection of Buffalo Speedway and Holmes, and then attempted a traffic stop. The defendant vehicle fled at speeds of 100 miles per hour,
100 miles an hour.
turned off its headlights, ran multiple traffic lights, and hit multiple curbs. The vehicle eventually came to a stop, and the defendant was detained. The defendant was obviously the driver.
I don't want to say obviously.
Guess what's happening now?
At this point, they're going to arrest you. Is that the case? Yeah.
Not only that, I will now have a hearing as to determine whether I should hold you in contempt.
A man accused of indecent exposure and evading arrest learns he's also on probation for a serious felony. The judge imposes a GPS monitor, bans him from going near the victim, and orders him to get a full-time job. His mother appears, worried about his stability and behavior.
Contempt. So, oh, do you need a translator? Guys, keep it down, please.
It's a good one to the judge. Okay.
Guess what's happening now, Mr. Mendoza? I ordered you not to drive. And what did you do? He goes with you. Okay, what is your name, sir? Lovings?
Page 25, 26.
Thanks. All right, Mr. Lovings, you're charged with indecent exposure and you're charged with evading arrest or detention. On the indecent exposure, you're facing up to 6 months in jail. On your evading, you're facing up to a year in jail. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On July 2nd, 2024, officers met with the complaining witness who stated that she was cutting tree trunks at her home and noticed the defendant sitting on a bench near her residence. The complainant got her mail and then went into her car, and she noticed the defendant approach her car window.
In a late-night crash investigation, a man is charged with DWI second offense and unlawful carrying of a weapon. With a blood alcohol level of 0.53, he's ordered to install an ignition interlock, avoid alcohol completely, and follow strict testing. The judge warns any violation will mean immediate jail time.